Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now January 9th of 2021, and ever since the very end of The Mandalorian Season 2, a lot of fans have been very intrigued about the third season of the show by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, we do know that they are now currently on the road to success here when it comes to this massive franchise. They already have over a dozen Star Wars projects that they are working on Disney Plus alone. Mind you, that is completely separate from the movies that they're already working on and really trying to establish within the Disney canon. Now, as we've discussed before in the past, we do know that Kathleen Kennedy, thankfully, is only associated with The Acolyte by Leslie Headland. Everything else is all up to George, John, and Dave to handle, as I like to call it, the Favloni universe. Everything is coming together very well. You know, over a dozen projects for Disney Plus alone. Just goes to show you exactly how hard-working Disney is right now, and how ambitious they really are to get Star Wars back on track again, like how it was before 2012. Now, obviously a lot of fans have been very much reunited ever since the very end of the Season 2 finale of The Mandalorian, when Jon Favreau literally fixed the character of Luke in a matter of 2 minutes of screen time. It was quite amazing to actually see that Jon Favreau was able to pull things off so successfully. However, when it all comes down to actress Brie Larson, alright, as we've discussed this before in the past, she's said to be attached to the Acolyte series. What's really intriguing is her stance on the Star Wars fandom. Now, with that being said, given that The Mandalorian Season 3 is now in development, both Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on their new Star Wars universe moving ahead. It's described, however, that in a recent interview that she took part in about questions involving Captain Marvel 2, Brie Larson went on to address the Star Wars fandom and how it differs from the fandom associated with Marvel. Brie Larson actually goes on to state and explain that the fan base for Star Wars does not seem to accept activism in their films and projects, which should be explored more in that franchise, and that she sees the MCU heading in that direction more with her upcoming Captain Marvel film as an example. Brie Larson went on to explain further that the divide between Star Wars fans is all to blame on the fans for being overly demanding, and that she believes that the fans associated with Star Wars ask too much from the writers and directors and the creators of their projects. Brie Larson also unveils that she is a huge Star Wars fan and has enjoyed everything that Disney has been putting together for the past couple of years, and really never understood the backlash of The Last Jedi by Ryan, and labels that as a minority of fans that dislike the film. So let's just stop right here for 1 second before we actually move on here. Now, the thing that really tires me the most, I would say, is the fact that we have a lot of people out there, you know, a lot of different directors and writers and actresses and actors that still say that The Last Jedi, the backlash, is a very, very small minority. I don't see that as a possibility. In fact, everybody that I know, be it a hardcore, casual Star Wars fan, or people that I know that aren't not even a Star Wars fan, have never enjoyed any bit of The Last Jedi, and that to me was absolutely surprising, absolutely shocking. Now, obviously a lot of fans out there dislike the movie in different ways. Some people like it more than others, and that's fine. But even those who really enjoyed the film have always, come up with, specific criticisms about the movie by Rian Johnson and how things could have been done and handled differently. I mean, even Sam Witwer, the guy who does the voiceover work for Darth Maul in the Clone Wars and Rebels, he even said that The Last Jedi was poorly handled and was not really well made for fans, and how it really kind of created this divide. So when you have people associated with Lucasfilm also having problems with The Last Jedi, that speaks volumes. So I think that's one major thing that Brie Larson is wrong on. The other thing is activism and agendas. This does not need to be explored at all. It should focus on story, it should focus on character development, and that's it. There's no need to do any of that stuff in the background, which, by the way, Brie Larson is getting to do more of that in Captain Marvel 2, which is going to launch in 2022 next year. She's getting ready to begin filming in the next couple of months, so obviously Brie is getting very excited to come back to the MCU. Now, as we discussed, she's said to be attached to the Acolyte series by Leslie Headland. That show is going to have a lot of activism, a lot of agendas, and identity politics, and all this nonsense, in my opinion, that just needs to be put away and put to the wayside from Star Wars and just focus on character development strictly. To me, it was never the fans that really are to blame for the divide between the overall fandom. I don't believe that fans are overly demanding. I think that fans were just asking for common sense, and were just asking for the basics when it came to The Last Jedi, really. We weren't asking for all that much, right? That's how I saw things. Look at what Jon Favreau did in The Mandalorian. You know, if you think about it like that, it all took 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Just imagine if we got something like that in Snoke's, actual ship, where Luke storms in and goes into Snoke's throne room. A little bit like that could have fixed the entirety of the movie. So like I've said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.